Hey guys, today I'm going to show you a quick how-to guide to improve your dead zone in the game For Honor. Obviously, if you use a controller, you would have noticed when changing guard stance, you have to move your joystick pretty much all the way as far as it can go before you change your guard stance, and it just makes it a little bit slower to react, and obviously adds more of a delay, makes it much harder for you blocking. So first off, you are going to have to use Steam Big Picture for this in order to get this to work. I tried using DS4 Windows, I've tried using X360CE. These are programs that you can adjust the sensitivity and the button mapping on your controller. However, you have to replace the .dll file in the For Honor installation, and you can't play the game because Easy Anti-Cheat sees that you've changed the program files. So this is how you can adjust your dead zone and still play the game. So like I said, you will definitely need to use Steam, and you'll need to use the Steam Big Picture mode. So firstly, I bought For Honor on Uplay. I didn't buy it in Steam, so you have to add it to your Steam library. So firstly, at the very top when you're in Steam, I'm currently on my library. Literally there's a button called Games, and the very last option is add a non-Steam game to my library. It'll bring up all the programs on your computer. Just get a bit closer. So these are all my programs on my computer. I actually had to browse for it. So to get to it, I'll back up all the way. You have to go to your hard drive. See right there, program files, find the Ubisoft folder, Ubisoft Game Launcher, Games, For Honor, and it's this one right here, the For Honor executable, and you open it and then it's saved. Obviously I don't need to do it because I've already done it. So once you've got it added into your library, you want to click on View at the top of Steam and go into Big Picture mode. It'll give you this nice startup display. The first thing I did is I clicked on Settings, and I went to controller settings. I'm using an Xbox 360 controller, a wireless one. So there you can see it right there. Guide button focuses Steam. It's just so when you press the home button on your controller, it obviously lets you access Steam. So I turned this on, Xbox configuration support. It asked me to turn my controller off and turn it back on, and also disconnect my wireless receiver and turn it back on. So go ahead and do that. Once you've done that, you can now, sorry, that's the wrong one. Once you've done that, you go to library and you find your game. Mine's in my recent file, recent section, because I've just played it. Just find it somewhere where you go. Sorry about the shaking. I've got my son on my lap. So all I did is I clicked on For Honor, which obviously I added manually to my Steam. And then on the left side here, you've got Manage Shortcut. So I went to Manage Shortcut. Then, I have to turn my controller on. So, there we go. As soon as I can turn the controller on, I've got some configuration options here. So I've actually, controller configuration, you get this screen. Let me just go back real quick. Controller options. There's a couple options here as well that you can play with. So if you come onto here, this won't be the default setting that you have at the minute. It'll have like a generic Steam layout, which is no good for the game at the moment. So what you want to do is go to Browse Configs. You can either click it, or if you're using your controller on the Xbox, you press the X button. So I press the X button. This is my personal one. I've actually saved mine to the community page of Steam so that you guys can just pick it up and mess around with it. I will also show you how to adjust it as well. So if I select it, this is my settings. Now to adjust the dead zone, I'll show you that it works afterwards. Go into the right joystick, click onto there. I'm gonna put this down, use the mouse. So at the very bottom here, you've got additional settings. So you go to additional settings, and this is the thing you want to adjust right here. So as standard, it will be all the way on this mark here. I've lowered mine to just past halfway, 0.375 apparently, and I found that that was perfect in game. I found that if I spammed quickly, the guard didn't change to another direction. It was perfect, but just moving it slightly adjusted the guard, and I'll prove that it's working for you right now. So let's get out of here, back. I don't know why it's being a pain in the butt. You don't actually have to launch the game through Big Picture either. You can just do it through your Steam library. So we'll actually go ahead and exit this. Exit Big Picture. And if your controller's on as well, once you've set it up, you can actually just right click on the game in your library, and you get a thing at the bottom called, you can't really see that because of the focus, it's called Edit Steam Controller Configuration. And if you click it, it brings you right back up with the same thing we were on earlier. So close that. I'm going to launch For Honor now, and I'm going to show you the differences. So like I said, I've actually saved my profile onto Steam, the community page, for you, so you can copy it if you want. The only adjustments I've made it so that if you only slightly press the right trigger, that it activates a heavy attack. You don't have to put it all the way in anymore. I've also added an extra guard break button to the left joystick. You click it, obviously the top left one there, you click it, and it does a guard break for you. And this is so you don't have to take your thumb off of the right joystick to hit X. You can just push in with your left thumb. It's up to you whether you like that. You can adjust it however you want. However, there was one side effect, quite a positive one, was that now I always automatically sprint. Before I had to press left click on the left joystick in order to begin sprinting. Now I no longer have to do that, which I personally quite like. So we're going to go into a game real quick. We'll just play versus a level 0 bot, and I'll show you the difference that it makes. Fuck BK. It's just actually no. I'll show you it on Lawbringer because he has a permanent guard stance, unlike the assassin classes. Just waiting for this to load. So this is going to be quite difficult to demonstrate whilst holding the camera. Just got to swap hands real quick. So, as I said, the side effect of adding a guard break onto here, so if I push left click, I guard break, as you saw. I'll do it again, left click, shuts out a guard break, okay? Now you see I'm sprinting, so I haven't pushed in my left joystick, I'm just sprinting immediately, which I think is quite nice. I actually prefer that from having to click it, to be honest. So if I lock on with her, I've got to swap hands again. Now I'll show you the difference in the guard break. So before I had to push my right analogs, my right joystick quite a lot before it would change guard. Now I barely have to move it. These are small touches. I changed it so that if I flicker like this, it shouldn't change too much. It's not too sensitive. That's not really a good example, but it doesn't do it too much. But now I don't have to push it all the way. Before I had to all the way until it hit plastic. Now just little nudges will do it. So I'll quickly show you how it used to be. We're going to controller configuration, joystick, bottom right additional settings, bottom left dead zone outer. So this here is the default setting. So I've just set that, I think. Now if I go back in game, you'll notice that now I can't adjust my guard without having to move the stick quite a lot. So that's halfway, keep going. So I have to move my stick about 80% of the way in order to do it. But with the adjusted settings, I actually went for, I believe it was 15 from the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. That'll do. Select, back, back. Just to be sure, actually. If you want to add my thing again, just hit X, browse configs. Yeah, it's going to lose it. Community, it's saved right there. Perry Ibanez configuration. Select that, save. I'm done. Now I'm back to little movements. I'm changing my guard position. So that's how you do it. Enjoy.